All right. Let's see. July. Oh, it's been almost a month since I've streamed. Dragon Chains at your service. What's up, guys? How's it going? I probably look a little different with all this neck beard and everything. How's it going, guys? It's been a good long minute. I honestly lost hope there for a minute. Um, yeah. So I'm just gonna update you guys on what's going on. Um, I'm just gonna keep it real with you guys. Yes, I am still a little injured. Um, Probably gonna keep this on for like another month. Um, yeah. Well, let me just tell you what I've learned about chronic pain real quick, right? So, I probably didn't talk about this uh, while I was playing video games and stuff like that. For a good 5 years there, I was just straight up suicidal. Uh, Twitch, don't ban me. This is something that needs to be said. And when I did because like I just had enough of this pain, and I was like, I was like, I was so scared that it wasn't gonna go away um, right after I got it. Now, technically, these are injuries, and so is my feet. Technically, these are injuries. The feet was like I was sitting in this bad chair, and I was cutting off all the circulation to my feet, and like wearing the wrong kind of shoes. That one's We basically solved that one. We also basically solved this one too. So like where I was not using my feet enough, right? That's what gave me the plantar fasciitis technically. Especially cutting off circulation. That's technically what gave me my plantar fasciitis, right? Um, so with these, the de Quervain syndrome and radial nerve impingement, reality is that I was using my hands too much, even while playing video games. And I'm not scared to come back to video games, really. Um, I wouldn't do it right now because they're technically still healing. The arms is way more new than the feet. The feet was that was like in 2020 that I got like I noticed it, but didn't do anything about it because I was like smoking weed and drinking alcohol, um, nicotine. All those things were like making me, yeah, like more depressed and um, like even food. Uh, if you're eating unhealthily, can be a depressant. Um, so like let's look at this realistically. Realistically, I've been suicidal for like 5 years now. I say had because we'll get into that. Um, but like yeah, like so being suicidal, right? I didn't necessarily want to live, and what I found was that I was masking not only the pain but also my emotions. I was hiding from them. I didn't want to deal with life. So I would smoke weed, drink alcohol, and do nicotine to kind of combat all those thoughts that I was having of like dying. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm in a much, much, much better place. Um, it took me literally up until now, I think about a week ago, that I had found out what to do, right? Now, like 1 in 5 people, especially in America, um, deal with chronic pain, right? Now, there's acute pain, and then there's chronic pain or prolonged pain, right? The acute pain is literally my injuries. Um, Cutting circulation off to my feet technically was an injury. Wearing the wrong shoes technically was an injury. Um, Playing video games, doing chainmail, making that suit, um, technically was an injury. Also doing non-stop dishwashing and stuff like that. Hey, I see you, my one viewer. I love you so much. I know I haven't streamed in a while, but I love you. Anyway, so those were the acute injuries, and they can be diagnosed and treated and stuff like that. Um, Chronic pain or prolonged pain, I say this with the deepest love in my heart, and I want people to know that do have chronic pain or prolonged pain to know that I don't say this with ill intent, like it might be your fault, because it's not, right? The acute pain, getting the initial injury, but may or may not have been your fault. Who knows if you got into a car accident or maybe you just bent your back in a wrong way, right? But prolonged pain slash chronic pain, it's pretty much caused by the neurocircuits going on up here. Okay? Now, like I said, I don't mean anything wrong by it. That doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. I want you to know that wholeheartedly. Most of the time, there's nothing structurally wrong going on there. You know? Like, your body's the same. You can still move your arms. You can still move your legs and stuff. So structurally, there might not be anything going wrong. For me in particular, right? Take yourself out of the situation, and just know that your prolonged pain. It's not like, okay. I'm trying to avoid saying it's all in your head, because that gives people the wrong idea, right? By saying that phrase, it's all in your head, a lot of people will come to the conclusion, well, it's like nobody believes me. Does that mean that my pain is not real? No, your pain is real. Your pain is definitely real. And I'm just trying to avoid that phrase of it's all in your head, because realistically, it's a little bit more than that, and not in a bad way, right? So I'm just gonna, like, don't focus yourself and telling yourself that you did something wrong or something like that, right? We're gonna focus on my situation in particular, and maybe that'll help you guys. So being suicidal for 5 years, not really wanting to live, almost formulating a plan. I almost had a plan. I don't really ever get that far. Most of the time my mind is strong, but like I've just been kind of down in the dumps since I got 2 injuries at once. That was a lot to take on. Right? So I watched this podcast thing. I could probably pull it up really quick, so I could just give you like the title of the podcast, just in case you want to learn more about your chronic pain and how to deal with it, right? Um, there's one podcast in particular that I watched that will most likely help a lot of you, and I just want to share the title of that video real quick. Um, okay, so it is a video channel name Dr. Rangan Chatterjee. So RANGAN CHATTERGEE. And the title of the video is Best Ways to Heal Chronic Pain and Trauma Without, I think it's medication. I actually can't see the rest of the title because fucking YouTube. Actually, you know what? Let's just click on it real quick. Let's just. Oh, I don't want ads. Please stop. No ads. I don't want no ads. What the hell? Oh my god, give me a second here. Give me just a minute. My fucking YouTube was like, you're doing too many things at once, so I'm gonna crash. We gotta go back. Okay, hold up, guys. I want to give you the full title just so that nobody has to miss it, just in case you are dealing with chronic pain, because I've been pretty hyper focused on it ever since I got it, and this was like the only thing that gave me a true understanding of what is probably actually going on. And skip. So what is oh, fucking hell, dude? Jesus, why can't you just give me the title? Whatever. Best ways to heal chronic pain and trauma without, and I think it's medication is the last thing, or I don't fucking know. Channel name Dr. Rangan Chatterjee. I just want to repeat it so that you don't miss it. Anyway, we are going to do a couple stretches here, but let me explain a little bit more. Oh, give me a second. So, what I have come to realize when it came to my prolonged pain is that, you know, this injury in my feet in particular, I had already had it. I'd already had it 2 years ago. It didn't bother me then because I was smoking weed and I didn't hardly notice. And the weed was keeping me happy, right? So then I got off all the drugs and the alcohol, right? That was literally sending a couple chemical imbalances to my head, and technically I was like all depressed and stuff. I was actually doing kind of good mentally. I dealt with my addictions very well. I tend to be strong like that. I hope more people can be strong like that, have better understanding. Do your research if you don't understand stuff, and do it for as long as you need to understand stuff. Once I got myself a new chair, which I guess Mochi, that is my new chair, right? I was sitting in this really bad chair. You can probably see it in my videos. That was cutting off my circulation. Once I finally got some relief from my pain, that's when I started looking into why chronic pain happens, why it lasts so long, and why some of us can get out of that, right? And the conclusion basically was, this is a trigger from my body telling me that there's something going on up here. And I kind of had to realize that it was in fact me being suicidal. right? And on any given day, my depression could be worse, and I could just want to end it. And I was already starting to formulate a plan. I was already starting to figure out who gets that or who gets that. I was already coming to the conclusion that I'm probably going to die soon. Now, in response to that, my brain was sending signals to my legs and to my arms as a natural response that something is wrong, that something needs to change. I wonder who's home right now. Anyway, so I didn't have anything really else to look forward to, right? I had this gigantic fear that this chronic pain was just gonna last the rest of my life, and I'm only like 26. And first thing I had to do was get rid of the fear of pain. Yes, I am in pain. I'm still in pain. I'm only really a week into recovering and actually healing because of my knowledge now of how pain works and why it stays there longer than some people, right? And so I had already, at the time, I had already done everything on my bucket list, right? I played all the video games I wanted to. I had sex a few times, and that was good enough for me. I wasn't a virgin. I was fine, cool, good. I had traveled the world. I had made my chainmail suit. I had already done all these things, including making albums worth of music, and just I really thought I had done everything that I wanted to. And you know what? For the most part, that was true. That was very true. I had already done all these things that most people don't even get to do in their lifetime, right? So I had no more bucket list. I already done it all, right? So in my head, I was like, well, if I already done it all, what's the point of living if the rest of my life is just going to be this pain? That was the thought that kept my pain prolonged, right? So I kind of had to change out of that, and it's been a week, and it just kind of flipped in me where I was like, okay, I I want to live again, which is great. That's all you ever want to hear from someone, is that they want to live instead of this suicidal shit. Um, First thing I had to do was like form this like new bucket list of shit that's probably gonna last me years and years and years. Um, I have new motives now, like even something as simple as I want to finish what's left of One Piece, the anime, right now. Even that was keeping me going. Other things like I want to play my video games again. I want to have an actual decent relationship one day. I want these things that were never on my bucket list before. And so I had found some strength, not physically, but in my head. And, now I'm in a spot where, I am healing. I feel it. I have literally been healing this whole last week. I feel great. Um, I'm gonna give you guys a great example of just like how the mind is a powerful thing when it comes to pain, right? Let's say we have this guy. This is the guy. And he has had chronic pain in his back for, let's say, 5 or 10 years, right? You're going to tell this guy right here, the hand, okay, what you're going to do is you're going to imagine yourself bending over, right? He's not going to actually do it, so he stays like this and he's just imagining himself bending over and he's going to be like, ow, that hurt, right? Then you're going to tell him, okay, this time you're actually going to bend your back, but this time you're going to tell yourself that it's okay, that you're not going to feel nearly anything. So he bends his back, comes back up, and then he says, oh shit, that didn't hurt. So a lot of it is what's going on up in your head. I mean that with a great heart. That doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with you if you deal with chronic pain. What it means is that we need to retrain your brain into thinking, oh, for me it was I couldn't scroll on my phone with my thumb anymore. I could not use my thumb to scroll my phone. I told myself that that was hurting. Now I'm in a place where I've told myself that it's okay to scroll with my thumb once in a while and more as time goes on. And now it doesn't hurt. The mind is one of the most powerful things that you have. So most people, they get an injury like this, they go through it for what this one's supposed to last 6 weeks. They go through those 6 weeks and they're fine. But those of us with chronic pain or prolonged pain go through it and it just gets worse. At a certain point, you might have to take painkillers or anything. For me in particular, I definitely had it in my head that I don't need to take painkillers ever, and I probably won't ever have to take painkillers because like I'm young and I can fix my body. That was one thing that was good in my head, that I knew. I was like, okay, we can deal with this without pain medication. And so I had to change up a lot of what I typically do. It started with stretches, and doing that 5 times a day was stressful, and it took me a long time to get to that point where I was doing stretches, and then at a certain point I was like, okay, what if we do these stretches and then immediately after go on a walk around the block? And that worked, at least for me. Everyone's different. Everything's going to work differently from other people. But that was like the first step for me. Next thing I had to focus on was, in the same amount of time that, I've been suicidal the last 5 years, I also kind of had to realize that, I hadn't been getting sleep the last 5 years either, and that was driving me insane. Literally, I had no grasp of, my stress or things that were going on. I could not focus at all because I had not slept in a very, very, very long time. Really long time. And so I made all these changes. I now have to draw my blinds. I now have to put on a kind of meditative YouTube video where he's just like, he talks to you and he says, you will surrender into sleep and you will find yourself relaxed and stuff like that. And that gave me something to focus on, because if you have ADHD or something like that, your thoughts are racing fucking everywhere for the next day. right? You need to put all your attention into one thing. So I would put on the TV. The TV was a little bit too bright, and I didn't realize it um, up until recently. I've been comfortably sleeping for probably a week and a half now. I haven't slept in a full week in at least 5 years. So I found sleep, and I literally, one of the best things I can tell you is that if you go to bed at the exact same time every day, for me it's 11:40. Whatever, you can make it whatever you want, really, but for me it's 11:40. And I will literally keep myself up even if I feel tired and I feel like I'm going to take a nap. And I tell myself, no, you got to stay up until 11:40, because otherwise you're going to reverse that circadian rhythm thing, right? Also, putting on a mask so that I don't see any light at all. Sleeping without my socks on, sleeping with the fan slightly going. All these things contributed to me finally being able to sleep, and having, probably the most important part is having a safe environment to sleep in. Actually, I think that is the most, you got to tell yourself that it's safe. You have to tell yourself that I'm okay to sleep here, and that you're not worried about it. Because the more you tell yourself, oh, I'm not looking forward to sleeping because I know I'm not going to get any sleep, you're in that cycle already that I was in for 5 years, which is like you're telling yourself that you won't be able to sleep. I now look forward to sleep, just like how I look forward to the next day, because I'm not really even suicidal anymore, right? Um, so getting exercise, getting sleep, and finally, the last thing that you can do to improve all your moods. Um, those are the big ones: sleep, exercise, and then eating the right kind of food, right? I had this ex girlfriend, and she was with me in like the last 5 years as well, and she was just toxic, and everything about her like made me sad about my own life, which might have landed me into some of this shit. Anyway, um, she was kind of on the bigger side, and we would go out nearly every day to like a fast food joint. Um, Something as simple as Taco Bell, Jack in the Box, McDonald's. And like I was not eating healthy. I was gaining some weight as well. And like a lot of this shit contributed to my mood. It's almost like, okay, so technically food is not a depressant, but about 50% of people that eat shittily will be a little bit more depressed than the average person, right? So like there's a lot going on that affects the mind. And a lot of it is just doing things that are good for you. Exercise, sleep, eating salads and veggies, and fruits and stuff. Now that doesn't mean that you have to always eat fruits and veggies. It just means that you should probably eat some more. Or in my case, I had barely even ever had a salad, right? And now I eat salads every other day. I eat fruits all the time now, which the more I got used to it, the more I realized that fruits are actually delicious. But yeah, all of these things were contributing to me being suicidal, right? It's not great that these things happened, but at a certain point I had no idea about how it was affecting me, right? um even so, like I used to have this shark bone that would hang right here. Um, it was bone like this, and one day that thing broke, and I was, as simple as it was, I was very, very, very upset about it. Not as upset as I could have been, but very upset. And metaphorically, I was like, I am the shark, and now I am broken. And that's what caused a lot of this pain to just keep going. Simple things, telling your brain that it's really hard to explain, honestly. I've done a lot of research, so I understand now, but I don't know if I can express um, what might be going on in somebody else's head, or how to deal with it. Anyway, I'm doing much better. Um, I would say it's not even been a week since. Like I've had like a week and a half of like sleep, but like I have not even had like a week of looking forward to the next day. I was always dreading the next day. Always. Always. Always dreading the next day, especially if there was work, cuz I had a long history of not being mentally capable of doing work. And then when this pain hit, I realized that I couldn't do work even more. But now I'm okay with it. I'm okay with the idea of doing some work. Now, being only maybe a week in, that does mean that I am still healing, but I am actually healing. Before, it was not really healing. It was just, I guess, just getting worse. My cat has the zoomies right now. Um, Now, a lot of people, like a lot of people, um, they deal with death in probably the saddest way possible. The way that I deal with death is very different from the normal. When my grandmother died a couple months ago, during all that interaction in North Carolina, I had received this ring, the skull one. It's a nice one. And it didn't come from my grandmother. It actually came from my dead uncle, Uncle Mike. And we were very similar in a lot of ways. He was always smiling. He was always making people laugh. He was always looking at the brighter side of life, which I normally do. And when they gave me this ring, and then my grandmother died about 2 weeks later, I was actually starting to heal mentally. And, it sounds odd, but like I, in that moment, was learning how to heal. Um, as soon as I got the ring, I had realized I don't want to be on drugs. And by drugs, I mean weed. I don't know why I say drugs. Um, Weed or alcohol or nicotine. I didn't want any of those in my life as soon as I got this ring. It took me a while to get out of that. Um, I would say it took me 5 months to get rid of all my addictions, because I took it slowly and I knew what to do. Do your research, you know. Something as simple as replacement. I had the nicotine, right? And with the nicotine, you have this motion that you do, right? Right? Yeah, you would do it a lot, right? So I replaced the nicotine, which was the most difficult one, with a can of Monster, and I would just same motion. It's like smoking nicotine was never even there. Which, by the way, nicotine was the roughest one. Weed, alcohol, easy. Nicotine, holy fuck. That shit was rough. And, well, once I got off all of these addictions, the chemical imbalances in my head, although I was telling myself I was alright, I had no more dopamine left up in here. Because I just quit weed. Weed was the last one that I quit. It went alcohol, nicotine, then weed. And weed, I literally had nothing, no dopamine in here, but I still had a good mindset, technically. I think I might grow out my beard. Anyway, so yeah, there was no more dopamine left in my head, and after 3 months, it's supposed to come back. But in the meantime, I wasn't doing any of the healthy things. I was not exercising. I was not sleeping. I was not eating healthy. Um, and because of all that, it kind of kept me into this depressive state. I like telling you guys that like I was dealing with it just fine after the addiction, and technically mentally I was, but like hormonally, no, something was going wrong. And so once I just became the healthiest that I could be, because that was the goal after getting all this pain, it was me telling myself that I'm not healthy, which technically was true. So I've been relatively healthy the last week or so, and I know it's very recent, but what I've learned is that to get rid of this pain, I kind of needed to be healthy because there's all these things keeping me down, whether I liked it or not. I did not have any sanity. I could not, especially when it came to sleep, I could not focus on how to make a brighter future. I could not do all these things that I thought I was going to be missing out on. I thought, well, there goes video games. I thought, well, I can't do chainmail anymore. Well, I can't even work for more than one day. These were all things that were negatively impacting me and my life. Now, I do have a will to live. I want to see the next day. I want to look forward to going to bed, which I love sleeping. Oh my god, sleeping is so good. I'm sorry for those that live with insomnia. I know exactly what you've been through and what you are currently going through. It is not fun or okay, you know, but there's nothing wrong with you. You just need to reprocess some of the shit that you've been through. A lot of it comes back to stress. And I was very, very, very stressed when I came back from Hawaii. Um, Even though I had done all these things, like gotten a good job, and I was starting my Twitch channel, which I still am doing, which is awesome. I can't wait to have done this for like a year, even if I was kind of off and on. But I look forward to playing video games again. We will do that one day. We will. It straight up is just gonna happen. There's no way I'm not gonna play Zelda again, particularly Ocarina of Time. There's no way I'm not gonna play Elden Ring again. I am still currently healing, and it's probably gonna be like another month or two, and then literally in a couple months here, I have a surgery coming up with my arm to get the plate out of my arm. If you don't know, I broke my arm when I was about 13, and my bone was trying to heal like that. Literally, I broke it and it was trying to heal like that. And so they went in there, put it back into place, and screwed it down with some screws and a plate. 6 screws, by the way. I thought it was 3. It's actually 6. And I've had that plate in my arm for like, I know I was 13 back then. I'm 26. It's been 13 years. That was my first experience with prolonged pain, but that was an acute injury. I had no negative feelings about it, except for one year when the pain just kind of surged, and I was like, whoa, what the hell? What is going on here? Why is it? It's because it wasn't supposed to be in there. I was still growing. I was probably like, oh, fuck. I can't even remember. It was so long ago, but there was definitely one year where I could feel it, and it was bad. Although the pain went away. Back then, it had nothing to do with my stress. It was actually because I was working dishwashing jobs that were too hard. I work a dishwashing job now that's honestly one of the most relaxing dishwashing jobs I've ever fucking worked. But even that would still, after 5 days, it would definitely give me pain in my arm. That's for sure. So we're having it taken out just so that I can work, like actually. So it might be a little while because I'm probably going to heal all this chronic pain within a couple months, but then I am going in for surgery, which is, it will heal. That one will be easier to deal with, but that might also take another couple months, which means, let's see, I might not be like, I could probably still do streams like this where I talk to you guys and I give you updates, but realistically, I probably won't be playing video games until like next year or something like that. Let's say, okay, if my thing's in November, December, yep, almost next year. You know what? Fuck it. When we get to my birthday, December 17th, I'll just try a video game. I'll just see how it feels. My birthday, you know. Anyway, that is that's the big updates on my life, and I kind of have to be strong about it. I have to tell myself all the time that the pain is just coming from my head, and that like when I do certain actions for a while there, it was like I couldn't move my wrists. Now I just tell myself I can. I just gotta do it less. Because honestly, these are still. I think these are just recovering from doing all this work with my hands and doing the chainmail suit, which I'm still proud of. Fucker took me 3 years. I'm never not gonna be proud of that suit. We should probably get into some stretches. One last thing I kind of want to mention here. Again, I'm going to express that I deal with death in a very, very different way from most people. I don't look at it as like the saddest thing in my life. Instead, I tend to just heal from it. Um, so today in particular, this might be a little personal, but I think it's okay. Actually, let's rewind just a little bit. Last Monday, I went to go see my grandmother. Um, which, by the way, my other one's dead, as I have mentioned. That's where I got the ring. This is the other grandmother. I went to go see her because she's in a nursing home and she thinks that she's going to get out when really she's not. Um, so I just wanted to give her a little bit more reassurance that she's not alone. Because I like helping, you know. The rest of my family kind of fucking hates her. With good reasons, you know. I just happen to care about humans a lot. So, I'm probably going to go see her next Monday as well. Actually, I'm definitely doing that. But anyway, when I saw her last Monday, Grandpa was right next to her in the same room. And while I was there in particular, he looked very, very, very bad. In the moment, he wasn't dead while I was there, but he looked dead. That's the closest I've physically been to someone that was dying. Not emotionally, physically. I've never seen somebody's, let's say, soul wither away. And technically, I never did see him die. So when I went to go see my grandmother, I spent a couple hours with her, making her feel a little bit better because that makes me feel better. And I was on my way out of the nursing home because I had to get home and do some stretches. And Grandpa died not even 5 minutes later. I never knew Grandpa. I only ever met him technically twice. Once at a McDonald's and once when I was there with grandmother. I had no strong feeling towards him at all. I did cry because I'm a human after I got the news. Literally, I was on my way home and Grandma called me and she said, "Yep, he's dead." Which was kind of a shock. Which brings us to today. So today I attended his funeral. I literally did not know a single person there. I went with my dad, and I only knew my grandmother. Everybody else, we cut that. We had no contact with that family at all. And you know what? I'm very glad that I went. I might be a little sadistic because I kind of wanted to see what he looked like, but they told me that that's not a pretty sight. But I've seen some shit. It wouldn't have bothered me. In fact, I'm just curious. So I'm gonna have to like Google what a dead body looks like without blood.
I was mainly there, you know, for support. I wanted to support my grandmother, and I wanted to support my dad, which my dad in particular really hates his parents, which is fine. I have nothing wrong with that. I'm not going to go into it either. That one is too personal. But yeah, he hates them, but he went anyway. Which I thought was very brave. Or maybe just kind. But I was not affected by anything at the funeral. This is probably, it sounds so weird, but this is probably one of the better days that I've had, just on my legs. If it was a couple weeks ago where I didn't have a will to live, that probably would have been one of the more harder days physically for my legs. Um, but like even right now, I should have done my stretches like an hour ago. We'll do stretches here soon, um, and then I gotta do some dishes. But yeah, no. If anything, I got to heal a little bit more after what happened today. It's really, really, really funny. I don't know if it's funny or a coincidence that the percentage for given chance of rain today was 100%, but it did not rain until we left the funeral. That's weird how life works like that. The rest of my family is not religious at all, and I have now found my own faith in God. I'm not particularly Christian, but this is probably the most praying that I have done ever, just in the last week alone. I do believe in a God, and I do believe in things happening for a reason, and it's probably because of God, but I do not believe in the Christian God. Whether I believe it or not, some things just happened exactly the way that they were supposed to. And yeah, no, I find that I get a good sense. I love you, Mochi. I get a good sense of helping others, even through prayer. Now, I don't think I'm gonna pray every single day. That's just not who I am. But like, I think I'm probably gonna pray a little bit more often because there's only good that's ever come from it for me in particular, and I don't pray for myself. I'm finding that very difficult. Anyway, I think we should get into some stretches. Sorry about being a downer. I just wanted to give you guys a good update on what's currently happening. Because I haven't seen you guys in apparently like a month. So, sorry about that. Uh, this is not typically what I like to do. I want to play video games and then talk to you guys. I can't just do these weird stretches. Anyway, let's do some stretching, right? All right, first stretch. This is the first one that I always go with. Sorry. Oops. All right. Get onto a flat surface. And we are literally just gonna do this. Down,
and up. Okay, we're gonna do this 20 times, so that was 1, 2. And you kind of just want to get that nice back stretch. You kind of want to feel it in the back. Don't overextend, don't underextend, yada yada. Be safe with it, you know. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're gonna do 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I probably forgot to change the title of the video. Oh no. 8, 9, 10. Okay. Move to your side. Get your hands out. Make sure your knees are kind of more towards like your upper half. Like bring them up a little bit. This one's pretty easy. We're gonna do this 20 times. We're just gonna go like that. The first one I kind of like to, whoa baby, you know, make sure I'm nice and comfortable and really get that back stretch. Then we just, sorry I got these necklaces. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Now if you want, you can lay here for a second if that feels comfortable for you. I'm gonna move on, and we're just gonna do the same thing on the other side. One. Get that nice back stretch. Oh, that feels good. Oh, it always does. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12,
13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Sorry, I'm just petting my cat. Anytime that I lay down, she thinks that it's time for bed, which is her favorite time. We're gonna do something slightly different. And, well, let's see here. I'm gonna bring these over. Oh. So essentially what I have below are 2 tennis balls. You're going to take off your shoes, and we're just going to roll the balls on the bottom of our feet. You can technically do this one pretty much as long as you want. This one should help loosen up the plantar fascia. If you are currently dealing with that kind of thing, which I definitely am. But yeah, we're just rolling the balls on our feet. I have 2 different kinds of balls. I have a tennis ball, and I have a well, I'll just kind of show you. A ball like this, which is ribbed and can be squeezed. So I like to kind of rotate, use each ball for a good second. My cat has the biggest zoomies right now. I've never quite seen her like that. But yeah, you just do that until it feels good, you know? Kind of help loosen the things up. What I found out is that you don't want to roll your feet on the balls after all the stretching and walking and whatever you fucking do. 'Cause it will loosen up your thing again, but it's not great to loosen up your plantar fascia and then go for a walk and then loosen it again, because it'll trick your feet into thinking that it needs more stretching, basically. Yeah, it's a little weird. So we'll just keep the balls right there. That's fine. Put the shoes back on. And now we're gonna do a simple nerve glide with our feet. This is very important. Do not overdo it with this one. This one should be relatively easy, and you should not overextend, and don't do too many. So we're gonna do 15 on each side. This is what it looks like. Okay? So you're gonna bend your back down, and as you come up, extend the back with your foot. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, we're gonna do the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, these next stretches we're gonna do in intervals of 30 seconds to a minute. I like to tend to go between 35 and 30 and 40 seconds. So it's very, very highly important. I used to say just do it till it feels good. Not necessarily. You want between 30 seconds and a minute. Okay, so I'm going to show you. Get yourself a plank of wood or anything that elevates your floor. Get on. Half feet off, half feet on, and then you're just going to lift your knee. Kind of tilt your foot towards the other one, and let's say that's 10 seconds now. So 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. Oh, we're going to do the same thing, but put your other foot down halfway off. There we go. And then just lift and tilt. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. I'm gonna have to upload this video on YouTube so that YouTube doesn't think that I'm gone. Alright, these next stretches I will show you. And we're gonna do the same thing for the rest of the stretches, which is 30 seconds to a minute. In my case, I like to do 35, maybe 40, so. Alright, what you do is get your knee out, bend it forward, not too far, not too little, and then 5, 6, oh. Let's try that again. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. Do the same thing with the other foot. Extend it out. Forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11,
14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. I am not used to counting out loud. Oh my god. I normally do it in my head. Okay, this is a variant of what we just did. So you can still kind of have your knee out. And, but instead of bending forward, we're gonna twist our back leg a little bit inwards, kind of shift it up a little bit, and we're gonna bend down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. Same thing. Put your knee forward a little bit, scooch that back leg up a little bit, and twist it towards the other foot. Bend downwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. Okay? We're down to the final stretches. Just give me a second here. Okay. Alright, so. Ooh. I like to just kind of like walk it out a little bit, because those ones can be a little, I don't know. But what we're going to do now is you're going to extend that foot out, and don't extend anything too far. That'll only do more harm than good. What you're going to do is you're just going to reach towards that foot as far as you can, trying to extend every time. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. Last one. Get the other foot out. Not too far. And just try to reach. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. Now, if you want the most benefit out of doing these stretches,
Once you're done with your stretches, try to take a walk around the block, even just one block. Hell, you don't even have to go that far if you don't want to, but getting some circulation through your legs is going to be one of the most helpful things to help with the plantar fasciitis. Actually, don't quote me on that. I'm not a doctor. It's just helped me in particular because I had no circulation in my legs. So that means I'm going to be signing off, and I am going to go for a walk right now. My final words to anyone else in chronic pain is that you can heal. That's not a lot. That's not what most people find on the internet. After doing a lot of research, even I never got a clear answer. But the truth is that you can heal. Because studies have shown that all injuries heal unless, you cut off your arm or something. I don't know what to tell you. But, technically even that would heal. But having extended, prolonged pain or chronic pain, you please look into pain reprocessing. You don't need to, but you should look at changing the narrative in your head from I can't do these things to I'll be just fine if I do these things. Anyway, I'll see you guys when I see you guys. I'm not going to promise that I'm going to see you next week, but I really hope that I helped someone today, because chronic pain is not okay. It affects every aspect of your life, and I only wish for other people to heal, as I am doing very, 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 very slowly. Please look forward to the next day. I know it seems impossible, but try to help yourself, okay? Because days can get marginally better. Anyway, I had some fun being live again. I genuinely love, well, I don't know if I love Twitch, but I love, being live and having an audience, even if it's small, to talk to about these problems. It helps me a lot. It helps me feel like I'm not so alone. Yeah, it's been a pretty good day. Okay, well, I'm gonna go for a walk. Dragon Chains out. See you soon.